The message came on what humanity would later call Black Tuesday. It was broadcast simultaneously to every device on Earth capable of receiving a signal. You have been judged unworthy, the translation matrix decoded. The ascendancy does not tolerate potential rivals. Prepare for extinction. Admiral James Walker stood in the United Earth Defense Command Center, surrounded by holographic displays showing the incoming armada. 73 vessels, each larger than the largest human battleship, approaching from beyond Neptune's orbit. "How long?" he asked. 6 days, sir," replied Lieutenant Anna Wells. "That's all the time we have." Walker nodded grimly. "Then we deploy the Baba Yaga protocol." The Ascendancy had conquered 17 star systems before encountering humanity. Their pattern never varied. First contact, judgment, extinction. Their technology was centuries beyond Earth's capabilities. Gravimetric weapons that could tear planets apart, shields impervious to conventional attacks, and faster-than-light travel that made their empire possible. They had never failed. They had never encountered Project Baba Yaga. Dr. Viktor Petrov had been called many things throughout his career: madman, genius, heretic. The Ukrainian physicist had spent 40 years developing what most considered theoretical impossibilities. When the first alien signals were detected 15 years ago, the world's governments had secretly funded his most ambitious project. Baba Yaga is not a weapon, he had explained to the United Nations Security Council. It is a hunter. In Slavic folklore, Baba Yaga hunts those who deserve punishment. My creation will do the same. The facility beneath the Ural Mountains housed what looked like a simple metal sphere, 3 meters in diameter. Its surface was etched with intricate mathematical formulas and quantum algorithms. "Activate the final sequence," Petrov instructed his team. At 78 years old, his hands trembled, but his voice remained steady. "The Ascendancy thinks they understand the laws of physics. We're about to show them how limited their understanding truly is." The first Ascendancy scout ships entered Earth orbit exactly as predicted. They deployed what humans had come to call harvesters, semi-autonomous killing machines that looked vaguely insectoid, with multiple limbs ending in weapons or sampling equipment. The first wave landed in major population centers: New York, London, Beijing, Moscow, Rio. Earth's militaries fought back with everything they had. It wasn't enough. By the second day, millions were dead. On the third day, Admiral Walker gave the order: "Release Baba Yaga." The sphere rose from its underground chamber, hovering silently above the mountains. For several minutes, it did nothing. Then it began to pulse with an eerie blue light. The nearest harvester, 50 kilometers away, decimating a small town, suddenly stopped. Its limbs twitched erratically before it collapsed. In orbit, the crew of the Ascendancy scout ship * Inevitable Dominance * detected an anomaly. Something was interfering with their quantum communications network. Then their shields flickered. "Impossible," Commander Vex muttered. "Their shields use principles of physics the primitives on Earth couldn't possibly understand." The sphere ascended, accelerating at rates that should have crushed anything inside it. It approached the scout ship and simply passed through its shields as if they weren't there. When it reached the hull, it didn't impact. It phased through the material itself. The * Inevitable Dominance * went dark 30 seconds later. "It's working," Lieutenant Wells reported, tracking the sphere's signature as it moved from ship to ship in low Earth orbit. Each vessel goes offline approximately 30 seconds after contact. Admiral Walker allowed himself a small smile. "And the harvesters on the ground?" "All disabled, sir. Seems the sphere is somehow disrupting the quantum entanglement they use for communication and power." "What about the main fleet?" "Still coming. They'll be here in 3 days." Walker nodded. "Let's hope Baba Yaga is hungry." The sphere left Earth's orbit, moving at impossible speeds. According to all known physics, it should have created a wake of superheated particles. Instead, it moved through space like a ghost, leaving no trace of its passage. It reached the Ascendancy fleet near Jupiter's orbit. The massive capital ship * Eternal Ascension * detected the approaching object, but classified it as debris, too small to be a threat. That was their first mistake. Their second was attempting to destroy it with a gravimetric pulse that should have crushed it to subatomic particles. The pulse passed through the sphere without effect. Then, like with the scout ships, the sphere simply passed through their shields and into the hull of the flagship. The Ascendancy's Supreme Commander, a being who had overseen the extinction of entire civilizations, felt fear for the first time as his ship's systems began failing one by one. "What is this weapon?" he demanded of his science officers. "It's not behaving according to any known physical laws," one replied, frantically analyzing the data. "It's as if it exists partially outside normal spacetime." The sphere appeared on the bridge, hovering silently. The command crew drew weapons, firing energy beams that passed harmlessly through it. A voice emanated from the sphere, not through sound, but directly into their minds. "You judge what you do not understand. You destroy what you fear. Now you face what humanity has created from your nightmares. I am Baba Yaga." The flagship went dark, then the next ship, and the next. 5 days after Black Tuesday, Admiral Walker received confirmation. The Ascendancy fleet had been neutralized. Not a single ship escaped. Dr. Petrov sat quietly in his wheelchair, watching the celebrations on the monitors. "They will come again," he said softly. "The Ascendancy spans hundreds of worlds." Walker nodded. "We'll be ready, and now we have time to build more of your spheres." Petrov shook his head. "No, there is only one Baba Yaga. What I created cannot be replicated." "Then what do we do when they return with a larger force?" The old scientist smiled. "Baba Yaga is hunting. While we rebuild here, she travels to the heart of their empire. They wanted to judge us. Now they face judgment." In the darkness between stars, the sphere continued its relentless journey, a legend taking form, humanity's vengeance made manifest, a nightmare hunting those who had sought to bring nightmares to Earth. The hunters had become the hunted.